Hi everybody and welcome to this channel. If this is your first time to this channel, we welcome you and we'd love you to subscribe to this channel. Press that like button so that this video can be seen by other people. Press that bell icon so that you can be notified when you get a new video uploaded from us. Also leave your likes, comments down below as well. So if you would like to be working with us, again there's links down below where you can find out the latest information by going straight to our website, or if you want you can just book directly with us. Again there's a link down below. So we'd love to hear from you. All initial consultations are free, so there's nothing to worry about there as well. So today's video is going to be about the mental quagmire. Now, a lot of people get into this situation of being bogged down by details, bogged down by what if, what that, and it becomes a trap, you know. And a quagmire is something that seems to be very solid, but in fact it's very saturated, normally with water, and it will pull you down, and it takes effort to cross it, and even if you can cross it, you're just using a vast amount of resource in trying to do so, and then sometimes it will even suck you down into the very midst of it. And so it's same with your mental process, your mental ability to process things. If you're in a mental quagmire, you are being sucked and pulled by different things. Things are catching your eye, catching your mind, that is distracting you from your main strategy of what you are wanting to achieve. And so you're bringing doubt, fear, confusion into the midst of what you need to be doing, where there might have not been anything before. And some of the most simplest things that can cause a mental quagmire to build up in your life or to get started in your life is when you start to look at other people or people in the same industry that you are in or something very similar, and you start to say, well, how come that person is all of a sudden becoming very successful? You know, I've got more qualifications than them, I've got more experience than them, but why all of a sudden have they suddenly turned around, I've opened 2 more branches more than me, or making 3 times as much money than me? What's happening? That straight away tells me you're in some kind of quagmire, mental quagmire, because you're taking your eye off what your strategy should be and how you should be executing it, and now thinking about what they are doing. Right? And so it's just taking your mind, your resources, mental resources off the main things that you need to be concentrating on. And again, you hear it so many times of, you're wondering, why are these people suddenly so successful? You know, what am I not doing? You know, am I in the right even the right career? Which is all fair and true. You know, these things you need to question and ask these questions, but not constantly. If you know that the area that you're supposed to be in is the area that you need to be in, the matter should be closed. You know, the thing that you'll be wanting to do is to refine it, to develop it more, to become the best of the best in the field that you're working in. You're working at a level of excellence, right? And when your mind is starts to be focused on that, you develop the necessary strategy to build out of whatever you need to be building out of. The question of being stuck in a quagmire no longer exists, because there's confidence, there's faith, there's trust in yourself. Your own mental strategies, what you have and are developing, are becoming more and more real every single day. Now, don't get me wrong, there are times when you will have, you know, not so brilliant a day, and that's normal and that's fine, right? But the overall concept of where you are wanting to go will become more clearer, more stronger, more clearly defined. Those quagmires that are there, and they need to be there, so that you are aware and you start to appreciate who and what you are, and what you do bring to the table is very much real, and it can make a difference. You appreciate what you are and what you have to give to people. So these quagmires, these mental quagmires, are many times things that you have not fully got rid of or closed the chapter on. And so sometimes you like to have them around, because when you get stuck, you feel like that you can bring other people in and say, look at me, I've done all these things, but yet, I'm just not hitting my stride, And most likely you do really know the reason why you're not hitting your stride. And sometimes you like to hide behind something that's very convenient and you can justify. And sometimes that's one of the worst things about a mental quagmire, right, is when you can justify it. You can say, these are the reasons why this and this are happening. And it may be true. But you've allowed it, sometimes you have allowed that because you know it's a very good bailout card when things get really tough. Instead of spending your time on saying, okay, this situation isn't quite meeting where I need to be going. And instead of asking the question, why is it? Is it relevant? Because sometimes a lot of these challenges or that you find, that you come across, they're not even relevant to you. They may seem to be, but they're not even relevant to you, have no part of you. There might have been something that might have been relevant 3, 4, 5 years ago, but in this present moment in time where you are and where you are wanting to be moving, and the strategies that you have developed, is no longer relevant. And so you need to get rid of it and not be embarrassed about it. And say, look, yeah, I can understand that was 3, 4, 5 years ago. But where I am now, the space that I am occupying now, my mental space that I am occupying now, it's not relevant. And I'm not prepared to take that on. That's why you find a lot of people who are really successful, they can say no to a lot of good things that could make them a lot of money. But it will distract them from what they are really wanting to be doing. So I would encourage you, you may be in a mental quagmire, but you do have the solution to your situation. And sometimes all it needs is for you to sit back and say, okay, this is the strategy that I am wanting to be working with and I'm executing now. This has come up. Is it relevant to where I am now? And if you can say, no it isn't, get rid of it. And all the other parts that may be connected, because there's a little spider's web that's always around it as well. So there's things that are interdependent upon it, and you need to unpick it, because many times you've allowed it to happen, maybe intentionally or unintentionally, but either way you need to remove the apparatus that it's been operating from, the things that it's been feeding from and into you. You need to remove it, and sometimes it's not going to be easy, but you're going to have to do it, because for you to move into the space that you are conceptualizing and that you are wanting to live at a higher level in your mind and in the life that you're creating, you can't allow the things that used to be or is somebody else's quagmire to get involved in your own mind space. You owe it to yourself to be true, because things are changing so quickly now. So quickly, you can't allow other people's quagmires to be impacting you. And the thing is, some people can see that you're really doing well, or there's a potential you're on the verge of really breaking through into something, and they'll throw something in just to slow you down, just to keep you at a level where they feel comfortable. Don't allow it. Don't allow those things of other people to distract you, to pull you down, to slow your mental process, your mental strategy that you have put into place, that you've worked hard at. And you are now just starting to taste the freedom of what's truly yours. Don't allow it. Right? Because now, again, we're in such a fantastic space now where people are understanding that they themselves can navigate, they can create their own strategy for their own life and do it in such a way that is powerful, and that they will see the fruits of their labour at a much quicker rate. So I would encourage you, get away from whether it's self-made quagmires or other people's quagmires, their own mental quagmires, which they would love to put there before you, which will slow you down, that you're using so much mental energy to get across. Don't allow it. And if you're in the midst of one, just look at what you're wanting to do. What's your mental strategy? Sit down and look at it and say, okay, is this where I am, where I need to be? Is it part of me? Should it be a part of me? And if not, you've got to remove it. As hard as that may sound for some people, you have got to be honest with yourself, because if you're living somebody else's strategy, their own dreams and their visions, it will slowly kill you. And you will get annoyed. It will cause you various problems, mental issues, physical issues, and you have not got the time to be doing that. You know, don't take on or don't create unnecessary quagmires in your life. Because a quagmire, it will just suck the energy out of you. When you think you're making tremendous progress, you'll find that it's just, you're not making that much progress, because it's just taken from you and you're not seeing the real returns. So do yourself a massive favor. Understand the concept of your strategy, break it down, develop the necessary tactics, and start to implement it. And yes, at first you may not see the fast progress that you may see other people zooming by you. That's fine. That's they're living their own kind of life. You need to find what works for you. I've listened to a lot of people who have got some great dreams, things that they want to be doing, but they get distracted by other people. They get distracted by things of the path that they thought was important, but it's not relevant now. So I would encourage you, find and remove those quagmires. And if you need help, you've got my contact details down below, right? And we can work through things wherever it's necessary. And I'm constantly amazed when I work with people and people start to understand and they realize that they have the understanding, the knowledge to come out of these things. They go, oh yes, I need to just do this, this and this, and it's sorted. Many times it's not difficult, but a lot of people want to hear and have a sounding board. So I encourage you, don't get trapped into this quagmire. If you see it coming, sidestep it. If someone's trying to give you one, say no thank you. But anyway, I hope this has been of help to you. Again, if you want some help, My information is down below. Go to my website, you get more information there. If you want to book directly, again, links down below. Until next time, take care now. Please like this video. Give it to other people who you know may be of help. Until next time, take care now. Bye bye.